with Yeyefini, Yalode, Yeyefini, Ochuni, Ohun, Egbe Bukumi, Orisha Sano, Efunbolade. We are here today in the power of you. Yes, y'all know that I had a little live the other day celebrating on my Orisha birthday, my Orisha anniversary, the day that the Ashe was put into my head, that I became a priestess, a custodian of the culture. And so today we want to speak about the power in you when you were born, when you were celebrated, And so we're speaking today. Let me put this up. In the power of you, today we're going to speak about sometimes the enemy realizes who we are. No, sometimes the enemy realizes who you are before you know who you are. Yes. Sometimes the enemy realizes who you are before you know who you, or you realize who you are. And so if you are that person in your family that seems like you have been chosen by spirit, or that you have gotten easy breaks, or that people somehow just surrounds themselves around you and making you their favorite, and it seems like you have a gift, a talent that you didn't have to struggle for, today is the day, Ogun's day, or celebrating Ogun, knowing that enemies are part of our lives. They are the opposite reflection, or they are the ego self that puts us in a place where we're always trying to find who we really are. And so, if you are that person, I'm going to give a few scenarios. If you are that person that somehow you always seem like it didn't take much for you to be successful. I'm not speaking about me. Mine was, and for those of you who have read my book, The Living Shrine, you know that hey, I came here special, chosen, but my challenges were of a different way. So we're speaking in general. Sometimes you are the chosen one of your family to help them to be successful, to heal or gain strength. Sometimes your presence in your family is a gift. At times that blinds them. So if you are that person in your family that somehow, as I said, you go through school, you get easy grades, you don't have to study. Other people are studying, failing, going to some school, but yours is just easy. Or you get an instrument by chance, you just buy a little whistle, and next thing you know, you are a master. You are chosen. If you're that person in your family that you have chosen a different spiritual path, and your life seems like it's going easier to you, but to others it seems like it's weird and strange, you are one of those that are chosen. And here's the thing, sometimes your presence in your family, sometimes your presence is so strong, so bright, that your light is so powerful and bright that you blind them. They're not able to live and to see and to hope that the light that you have can be easily infused with them. It's not a thing that they feel, oh, wow, one day I'm going to be like that. Maybe develop some of the characteristics of that person. No, you're sometimes put into a place where you become a challenge to them wherever you are, whenever you show up, in every situation, because your light is consistent, unyielding, and it always gets the approval of others. You get a slap on the back and you say, oh, that there, that's blinding. And so today, the power of you is knowing who you are and whose you are. Because when you know whose you are, your light cannot be dimmed. You have been chosen by God, by spirit, by energy, by the universe to leave a mark, to leave a reward, to leave something that others can use as an example. And sometimes if you have more challenges than most people around you, don't feel that God has forgotten you. You are being strengthened through the building of your spiritual and emotional strength. It's building muscles. So if you are going through a lot, and you have been through a lot, your life started out as a struggle, you are one of those that are chosen. Because in being chosen, it means that the universe, God's source, Olodumare, Orisha, whatever you need to call it, and connect it to the bigger, the reason that you breathe at night while you're sleeping and you're not paying for it, that energy is pouring challenges into you so that you can be that strength that others can find God's grace. God has not forgotten you. Spirit has not forgotten you. If you've been trying to get that person in your life, if you're wanting a baby, you wanted a child, you wanted a relationship, you want to go and get your PhD, you want to go back to school, you want to just be able to sit down and speak with your family and find a loving relationship, don't think God has forgotten your prayer. God has not forgotten everything that you have said, whether you're angry, upset, pleased, where you consider yourself praying, because every word we speak is a prayer. So sometimes we're angry, upset, or depressed, or just feeling like a people, like a person. That's a prayer that goes to God's ear as well. And so it's okay, because I think God sometimes is not on autopilot. It's just like kind of like if you're fussing and you're frustrated and you're just grumbling, God is like, okay, that's what it is. So what's the real thing? And then right after that, you state how you feel. That's it. That's it. That's the prayer. Now, I'm so frustrated today, Lord. I wish I was there. Oh, God, God, why is this happening to me? Boom, 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 boom. God is coming in there and saying, ooh. And God comes in and says, oh, so this is what you're really about. So let me go show you the answer to it. So you haven't been forgotten. You have been chosen because you got muscles to build. All of us have been through that. If you read my book, it's a constant muscle building, a resilience, and not giving up. And so when we remember the Odu of Oshe Ejonle, Olodumare sent out a message, an invitation to all of the Irumole to come and receive gifts for the work that they had been doing. So everybody was like, what? Gifts? I got to show up and show out. People came up. They had their gear on. Some came with drummers and singers. Some came with, what's that new car that they have that's so ugly? The Tesla, the one that looks like a battleship. Some people came up with that. Some people came up with Lamborghinis. They were like rolling up. They were like, hey, hey, Everybody was rolling up. So all of the animals showed up for who they were, for who they knew they represented. And so the African gray parrot was always admired because of his brilliance. He was red from head to toe. All of his feathers were red. And so Olodumare, the other animals, always said, oh my God, he's so pretty. And of course, in the midst of all of that, you have your enemy that realizes who you are before you know who you are. You're just like, okay, I'm just this red bird that I was created like this. So he shows up, he gets himself ready, he bathes and everything, and he gets to the party. On the way to the party, a little situation was that what had happened was his enemies who did not want him to win, who knew that he was a bright light, who knew that he was humble, who knew that he worked hard, who knew that he stayed the course with whatever it is that Olodumare sent him on earth to do. They saw his light. They said, I'm tired of this. Wherever he shows up, everybody's like, oh my God. So they made a little plot, and on his way there, they spilled some ashes on him. And his clothes were all dirty. And he said, oh my God, I don't have enough time to go home and take a bath. If I do, I'll be late. And I can't be late. You know how Olodumare is. Everything is divine time. So I'm just going to go ahead. Right? So he went on in, and everybody was showing up, and Olodumare was like, ooh, look at you with your beautiful this. Look at you with your wonderful that. Look at that. And so he waddles on up when it was his turn, and Olodumare said, what happened to you? Who are you? He said, I'm the African gray parrot. What had happened was, and so I came anyway because that was the command. The other birds were like, let's see this going down. He's going to lose that position as being the prettiest one, the most attractive one. And so Olodumare said, look at truth, y'all. Look at truth. Truth is when you know who you are, you stand for that righteousness. The African gray parrot showed up because of his duty, his devotion, his respect, in spite of how he was looking. And in spite of the fact that some of you who are all my children, y'all are all brothers and sisters, y'all plotted for him to lose something that was divinely of his. This bird, this animal will be sacred wherever I am invoked, wherever I am called. I will be represented by this. And whenever you think and you look at this parrot that is gray all over, and only his tail was red, know that sometimes your enemy can destroy all of you, no matter how hard they try. And when they know and they see who you are, a potential for glory, a potential for awards, a potential for recognition by God, know that God has not forgotten you. And so the African gray parrot became the sacred bird of Olodumare. And so sometimes you will see people at different events and parties and that using and have a red parrot feather with them in their gala, in their hat, or inside. That is so that no matter who is around you, whose idea is to dim your light, will not be successful, because you have the mark of the favor of God. You have the mark of favor of goodness. You have the mark of the favor of all of the things that Olodumare says, that under Olodumare's guidance, there is a solution for everything. Don't feel like your solution has to be just like everybody else's. So in this today, sometimes the enemy realizes who you are. They knew who you are before you know who you are. So on your walk of discovering who you are, on your path of knowing that things are going to be rough, and your path of knowing that sometimes even in your own family there are jealousies and envy, on your job you may be working 3 and 4 times harder than everyone and someone else gets the credit. Don't stop doing what you know you need to do, because somewhere there is Olodumare watching, God, supreme force, watching exactly what you do, and the day of your reward will be a surprise to them but not a surprise to God. So continue doing what it is that you're doing. Continue doing it, because you have been chosen. Those that are building muscle, as well as those who come to be an example for others by choosing a path that's different, know that the power is in you. The power of you. You have the power and the light to be exactly who you are, not better, not worse, just divinely aligned. Can you imagine that the God in its abundance and wonderfulness created us uniquely, that there's no one else on the face of this earth that is exactly like you? For that, we got to be grateful. For that, we give thanks. And know that when the enemy realizes who you are, even before you know who you are, don't let that dim your light. Don't become a place where you feel that you don't have any more shine. Yes, there's always the light. There's always the light. There's always the light. And sometimes the light is blinding. Sometimes you show up in a dark place and you're the only light. Sometimes you come into a place where there are other lights and you come together and make one giant light. And then sometimes you're just that one light that gives someone that little hope to open up. So continue doing everything that you do. Bless your head, bless your ori, bless your feet, that wherever you go, wherever you walk, that your feet will take you in the direction that your mind and your head and your ori, and you made an alignment and a pact to do. This is still about the last month of August. Continue to do the baths with flower water. Continue to clean yourself off. When your spirit says, get 2 eggs, clean myself off. When you're going to work and it's that one person that just gets onto your skin, don't wish them harm. Clean yourself up so that you can be the light, so that they can find forgiveness in themselves. Or they can just recognize that you're not an enemy. You're just a light that is there to encourage them, to give them hope. This is about the last month. Continue. I want to thank each and every one of you that came to the Obatala celebration on Sunday. Saturday was very good as well for the ancestors. Those of you that came to the ancestor celebration, it was fabulous. And then those of you who came on Sunday in person, as well as on the virtual, was fantastic. By now, you all know that I am just feeling beyond myself. I feel like the holiday is coming around the corner and I got everything that I wanted. Because no one knew, I did not expect Obatala to possess. And that's when you know, when you do a worship service, we don't plan who's going to get. In my tradition, you don't plan, okay, you're going to get possessed today by the God. You could, no. There are systems that do that, and that's okay. But to be just authentically, the Orisha feels safe, feels good, feels that it will be respected and makes its presence, baby. For those of you who don't understand what I'm saying, let me break it down a little. Is when you are a priest, and sometimes not, because someone got possessed with Oya. She is the child of Oya. As a matter of fact, she's a Yawolona on the way to initiation, and she got possessed for the first time by Oya. You can go to a worship service and get possessed by an Orisha, and many times that's sometimes that the Orisha manifests, and you know that's the Orisha that this person is going to call to. That's why you need to be careful when you go into worship services, that you need to go in a place where you know you're safe, where you know that whatever happens, the service is going to be about taking care of you. Okay? So that's why we say initiated priests, Yawos that want to just sneak off and go and get experiences. You may get an experience that you that you will never forget. And then those are priests. There's certain priests that have the sensitivity or the vibration in such a level that they can be mounted, or the Orisha can use their body to walk on earth again. Baby, that is a gift. And sometimes you don't even know, and it happens. Okay, so that's when God graces us by using our bodies. And we always talk about that the God lives in us and lives in the universe. And when we make that connection, that's called a possession. That's called a mounting. That's called that the person's body is being used on such a level that that particular Orisha comes and walks on earth through them and bring messages and gives blessings and take people to a higher resonance that sometimes they don't know. And so since that, there's so many people calling about blessings that they felt. Obatala's prayer was his expectation was for us to heal. It says this year the service was about healing us. Everyone that came was about healing, right? And so that's why those of you who wrote notes and asked for specific prayers for your family and that were put on the shrine and put present and talked about when we were doing the sacrifices. So embrace that healing from Obatala, because we surely did. I surely was so blessed that Obatala, who has not walked, my Obatala has not walked. The Obatala, the Orisha, has not walked on my land, have not walked anywhere close to me for many, many, many years. And for him to manifest and walk, that when he touched people, they were just, and it's not to show off and like we're going to eat fire and all of that. It's not that kind of thing. It was just a coolness that everybody felt, just love. That honor, I'm good. I'm good. This will last me for the rest of my life. You see my Obatala come generically, just clearly, authentically, like that, and speak to each one. He had private moments, he had big moments. Obatala said, there are many changes coming to us in the world. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not let fear guide you. Obatala said, take care of Mother Earth. Be responsible for what it is that we're doing. Connect to elders, and everybody should be learning. He said, we have to dedicate ourselves to learning, not just by knowing how many books you have, but by really knowing the experience of who God is. And there are other things that were said. So know that you have been blessed. For those who attended, if you have not, you've still been blessed, because I pray for the entire world to be here. This still Obatala, I'm still in my whites, and still Obatala is on this altar and on the shrine, and it's just amazing. So know that when you are a light, you got to do what is necessary, and you got to do what is required. So y'all get out there this month, and Epa Orisha, Orisha, Epa. Do what it is that you know you came on earth to do. And if you didn't know what it is that you came on earth to do the thing that makes you have so much passion that when you wake up in the morning and you go to work or you're working with your children or with your mate, you know that you're working, and even if you don't get paid, you're going to do it. That's what you were born to do. That is your passion. That is your ashe. And of course, if you this is new to you, get a reading. Find out. Follow your dreams. Your dreams are great tools of letting you know, giving you glimpses. Get a reading, get a consultation from anyone you know that has a reputable rapport, or get a reading and find out. How can I work, not to who I am or what's my Orisha, because this is not like a thing that everybody, what's your sign? I'm a Virgo, I'm Pisces. No, no, no. Help me to know how my life could be a gift, how my light can be brighter. Don't focus on my light being so bright that it will blind my enemies. That's not it. You focus on how your light can be brightened. What ritual, what ceremony can make your light so bright that you come to realize the gift that you are to your family, the gift that you are to the world, the challenges that you have as a gift. So be that African gray parrot. No matter what happened, you show up. If you got to show up where you think that the people you will not be received, don't worry about other people, okay? Because they got their own fish to fry. So I want to just give y'all just a moment of just looking into your life as a place of gratitude and as a light. See yourself as this bright light illuminating. Visualize yourself going back home. Visualize yourself going into your job. If you're here, I'm just on your lunch break. Visualize yourself going where you're planning to go this weekend, this coming weekend. See yourself as a light. And when you wake up in the morning and you bless your Ori and you thank your Ori, your only friend, your only really friend is your own Ori. When you see that Ori, every morning when you wake up, bathe yourself in a white light of clarity so that wherever you go, you will impart God's love. And may Ogun give you the courage, the valor, and may Osho say today point you in the direction to find your community, to find your people, that you will be able to live in harmony. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Y'all have a blessed day. Whatever. See y'all next Wednesday. Yes, so my birthday is coming up on the 31st. And if you read my book, you know why I was in the room for the 7 days on my birthday. That's your challenge. Why is it that my Orisha birthday is the 26th? Why is it that my birthday is the 31st? Because I was one of those lights. So my birthday is coming up and I'm going to celebrate it. When is Yeyefini for her birthday? Y'all will find out soon enough. Y'all have a good day. Whatever.